Hello, Gina.
Oh, I brought over your wedding present a little early because, you see, it can't be finished without Sophia's full cooperation. There. It was painted by Holiness. He's very well known.
Some kind of a sick joke?
No, it's not a joke at all.
What is the meaning of that?
Well, Holiness felt that he couldn't do an adequate job with the only photo of Sophia I had to offer him. You see, it's a Polaroid of you in that awful yellow sundress you have. So he wanted her to actually pose for the finished product. I think it's very sweet. And Holiness is just the height of chic these days. Oh, I do hope you'll contact him. His card is right here. I'm sure you can't wait for it to be completed.
I'm sure I can't, Gina. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ta-ta.
Now, does that look like Gina's dress? Does that look like Gina?
I'm afraid it does look familiar. I do remember it. It was painted from a picture they took at the wedding of Gina and me. That's her dress.
I can't believe it. What do you want to do with this thing?
Burn it. Darling, when we get married, she's not going to bother anybody.
You promised me that.
I promise you that.
Now that's what I call a wedding gift.
We're building bombs, Dad. We're just going to talk.
It's what she's going to talk about that bothers me. Do you understand that?
It wouldn't bother you if you'd really listened to what she had to say.
We have.
No, you haven't. Not really. Gotten too caught up in the trappings. You see the tent and her white dress, and immediately your mind kicks in with, I've heard about people like this. Don't buy a minute of it. Well, Lily's not people like this. She's herself. And she's an original. She might use a few old-fashioned methods to draw crowds, but that's only because people expect it. What they don't expect is to find out how different she is. How real.
You really believe this, still?
Oh, yes. And you will too, Dad. Sooner than you think. If she can convince me, can you be far behind?
The man is possessed.
A lot more than philosophy, I'm afraid. Better watch out, Dad. I think you have a daughter-in-law coming by the name of Miss Lily Light.
Tell me that is the most far-fetched idea you've ever heard. Tell me.
Well, I think it's great. We'd save on wedding expenses. She already has a long white dress.
Don't even joke about it. The only one I want to think about is our own.
Our own? Oh, that's old news now.
We have a special day coming up. We have to deal with all this commotion going on around here.
My darling. My darling Cece just hates not to be the center of attention.
Well, a man can't get preferential treatment on his wedding day. Might as well pack it in, right?
Oh, you are going to get very special treatment. Don't you worry about that. And not just on your wedding day. Every day after that, because it's going to take the rest of my life to show you how much I love you.
You know what?
What?
When I hear you say things like that,
Go on.
I wait for the lightning bolt with my name on it, accompanied by a voice on high saying, "That's it, Capo. That's your quote of happiness. You didn't rate it to begin with, so we're canceling your contract as of now." You know something?
What?
I'd still be thankful. Just for what we've had in the past 3 weeks. It's a lot more than a man could hope for.
Dad?
Meeting over so soon?
Wasn't intended to last all night.
I thought when you started talking in tongues, time stood still.
Just proves how little you know about her.
Mason, would you like to have some dinner? I know there's plenty left.
Oh, thank you, Sophia. I'm not hungry.
I suppose fasting is part of proof of showing faith?
I'm not fasting. I'm just not hungry.
Suit yourself.
Dad, why do you think of my devotion as perversion? What am I doing that's so offensive to you?
Mason, you kept saying to me you were desperate until Lily came along, that you had no meaning, you had no comfort in life. But what about family, huh? I asked you to come home. I wanted to listen to you.
For the first time in a long, long time, can you blame me for not quite having faith?
No, I don't. I don't blame you at all. I'm repeating the offer to know. Is that proof? Come back to the family again. Don't take solace in a stranger. You have us.
It's not just solace, Dad. It's much, much more now.
For the wrong reasons, Mason. You never would have turned to Lily if you really believed that we were there for you.
That may be true.
Mason, what your father's trying to say is that he regrets that the circumstances made you feel you had to go somewhere else for understanding.
I forgave him for that a long time ago.
I don't want your forgiveness.
Well, you better take it, Dad. Maybe all you'll get. There's no love for me here. There wasn't, even when I was a child. Why should I have assumed that there would be now?
But does it make a difference that it is here now?
Mason, listen to me. Sophia and I, we've talked about something. After we get married, we'd like you back again. Not only in the family, in the business. We want you to assume your rightful role in Capwell Industries and everything else that goes along with it.
Well, that'll take some maneuverings, won't it? You went to such pains to see that I'd never have any claim on it.
That can be repaired.
Unlike some things.
Mason, I thought you forgave us for that.
I did. But I'm not ready for total family immersion. I'm afraid it's too late for that.
How are the preparations going for the big day?
Everything would be fine, except my wife Dewey's giving me a tough time.
What he's really trying to say is that he is making each and every decision, and I am trying my best and unsuccessfully to head him off at the pass.
No, stop that. I've made my share of sacrifices and compromises.
Name one.
Well, I can't have my memories going. I'm getting old.
Do you think you can manage to remember why you had me brought here this morning?
Mm-hmm. Ted is going to be my best man.
And I was hoping that you would give me away.
Morning, everybody.
Been gardening in the bedroom again, Mason?
I want to talk to you, Mason.
Well, if it has anything to do with redemption and blackjack, I don't think I want to hear it.
Well, that's tough. Is your friend Lily is stirring up a few problems again?
Where?
I don't see how she'd be stirring up much more than her morning coffee, Brick. She's down at the guest house waiting for me.
Yeah, while our troops are threatening to picket Buzz's place because he operates the ferry to the casino.
Mason, I have begged, bellowed, and beseeched for you to button that woman's lip.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with a little peaceful protest, Papa. And aren't you the one who was so eloquently advocating freedom of speech and expression on the air the other day?
What's peaceful about throwing rocks, Mason? That's not quite the freedom of expression that I was thinking about.
And don't pretend that Miss Light has no control over that sign.
I can speak for myself. Now, I don't like it because my wife works there and someone might get hurt.
Okay, Brick, I'll see what I can do.
No. You'd better do something about it because if you don't, I may have to have a little talk with Miss Sweetness and Light myself.
Hi, Mama. Hi. What's this? Well, I am posing for posterity. Gina gave your father and I an oil painting for our wedding, and I figured I might as well sit for it. What the heck?
No.
Oh, he doesn't want anyone to see it until it's finished.
Oh, excuse me.
I think it'll be just a little while.
I'll get out of your way.
I apologize if the kitchen's a little slow. They're knocking themselves out for this after the theater party tonight.
I'm really excited about it. I'm looking forward to a gala something or other.
Yeah, did Daddy tell you that the lady who's playing the lead in the play is an old flame of Cruises?
Uh-huh. Victoria Lane.
Small world. Small town. Maybe I should tell her it's not big enough for the both of us.
Hey, wait a minute. You're not really worried, are you?
No, not at all. Depressed. Cruz guards her memory like the Holy Grail. I ask him a question, he's ready to throw China at me.
Well, look at it this way. Maybe there aren't a lot of pleasant associations with this.
Maybe. Maybe they're too pleasant. Eden. Mom, what am I supposed to think?
You're supposed to think that Cruz adores you, which he does. And the two of you have been through trial by fire to be together, which you are.
I know.
All right, honey. I'm going to give you a little motherly advice. Do not be afraid to be happy.
I think you think I'm crazy. Join the club.
No, I don't. I really don't. When you love someone as much as you love Cruz, and you've felt all the pain of losing him, you're not crazy to be worried about losing him again. And I have a little confession to make to you. I feel the same way about your father every day. There's probably one moment during the day when I absolutely panic and say things are so good. And I am so happy. I'm so afraid something's going to go wrong.
I feel the same way about Cruz. Sometimes I think it's all more than anything, but I'm so happy to be loved, and I love him so much. I think it's going to last for the rest of our lives.
Doesn't that make you feel lucky?
I'm afraid to say anything out loud. I'm afraid someone's going to hear me, and they're going to say she's got more than her fair share, and she's taking it easy, and...
They can't, and they won't. Those are just irrational fears.
Until they come true.
Oh, Eden.
I know. I know if they gave out awards for insecurity, I'd have to buy a trophy case.
What's the new maid?
She's temporary, or she wouldn't have let you in.
What's the matter, Sophia? Not in a very friendly mood today? That's all right. I need to talk to Cece alone.
What?
What I have to say is just between you and me.
You've been brawling in bars again, Gina? You look very much like a Dalmatian.
Don't you have some needlework to catch up on?
I'm not leaving, Gina. This is my house.
I wouldn't be so quick to jump the gun. So I really can't talk in front of her.
I have no intention of asking Sophia to leave, much I'd like to have to spare anything that might come out of your mouth.
All right, I realize I wore my welcome a little bit thin with a wedding portrait, but I really do have something very important to say to you.
Go ahead, Gina. We're listening.
All right, forget it. I'll just talk to you about it tonight. Besides, I haven't got the proper equipment with me.
Equipment?
The audio visual aids.
Gina, either say what you have to say now or don't say it at all.
It's all right. They can wait. And believe me, it'll be worth it. Meanwhile, I have to get ready for the evening's festivities. You see, Keith is taking me to the theater opening. Keith Timmons.
Oh, Gina, you should really set your sights a little higher. Keith Timmons is the same kind of serpent you are. Whatever he can teach you, you already know.
Oh, he's just a passing fancy. Until I can marry the man of my dreams. I've already picked out my china. It's in your china cabinet.
What was this talk about marriage?
Darling, you actually listen to her. I can't anymore.
Now, listen, I have very little tolerance for these kinds of scenes anymore.
Sweetheart, don't even pay any attention to her.
And I am also very tired of these implications that something's going to go wrong with our wedding.
You are dealing with the babbling of a severely deluded woman. She can't separate fact from fantasy anymore.
Well, I know that might be so, but unfortunately, she's been able to put her mark on the real world when she sets her nasty little mind to it.
All right. Don't let anything bother you anymore, especially Gina, of all people. We've been separated for such a long time, mostly by my foolishness. I will not ever let anything prolong the agony again.
Don't let go.
Not a chance.
Thank you, Well, I love opening night. I think it's so exciting. If I'm not backstage, at least I'm in the audience.
Keep an eye on her. Theater's in her blood. She's liable to join the company and take off for parts unknown.
Don't turn your back, darling.
I'm sorry Pearl couldn't make it.
So am I.
Yes, well, he appreciated the invitation.
Yeah, well, it's a neighborly thing to do. Good program?
No, darling, we didn't get this.
Well, I'll be right back.
Thank you. You look